everyone. Thank you so much for coming to my channel and playing along with me. Hopefully, this poinsettias, white poinsettias with the green vein. I think you guys know which kind I'm talking about. There are so many varieties, just lovely this time of the year, and so it progress quickly, but not for you. You can take your time. You can come back. Don't do it at one shot and really fast, kind of like me, but that's the way I film my video. Okay, I quite like this, and I like the way we have the berries to go along with the white. It is very festive, and the green and the blue. It's just lovely, and so I'm very happy that this turned out well. And okay, just to tell you what I did after I say goodbye at the end with you guys, I actually look and see that I forgot to kind of do a background around here because it's white. It's a white flower, so the background is, if I don't do anything, then it will just be the pencil line right there, right? So I went in and just dropped in this pink spray plus indigo plus red color, okay? Just that's all I did, take 2 seconds. And so I should sign this painting. Make sure it's dry, right? And so I filmed this all in one shot because that's the way I like to do that. And so this painting, you will find the drawing. I will get the basic drawing. Now I didn't draw this part in because I show you guys how you can just do it as you go for the background and this part, okay? And so I'm going to let you guys practice just this one, and maybe you can see a little leaf right there, positive, negative painting, right? And so you guys can, and a little bit of negative painting, a positive painting right here, okay? And so you guys can, do it when you're doing it with me. Don't worry, if you mess up, then this will not exist, and that will be fine. And if this does not exist, I mean, it kind of balance out, the composition. But if it is not there, it will still be okay. And so I get that from my blog, sunsetpeony.com. And go over to this post. I'll probably call it white poinsettias, and with berries maybe. And the berries were fun, right? You guys will see it was kind of fun, to paint that with my bigger brush and just without really worrying about, you see that you can tell that there's berries around. And so and the drawing will be on the bottom of my post after I ramble and talk about what color I use and talk about the weather and what we do, And my daughter told me that I need to write a lot in my posts, and so I'm very obedient. I listen to her, and I do that. And so you can find that, and all the color that I use is also there. The brushes is in my product list. You can always look, and the color and everything. I'm even tempted to put what peppermint tea I drink, on my product list. So I'm trying to be more comprehensive and find, and mostly it's Amazon, because it's good when you buy stuff from Amazon, you actually help me too, and so I like that. And I also wanted to suggest you guys go and look for the pine cone, okay? This is a very, very good one. You see why. I mean, every single painting is good. To follow, it's easy. It's just the pine cone. And I always love this one for Christmas time because there's so many things to learn. I splash color on it. That's the birdie. And so you guys need to go look for this YouTube post, okay? And because you do a lot of background, and this part right here is really fun. It really is right there. It's really, really fun to make a tree come alive with snow on top. Yeah, so go and check those out, okay? And I think that's it. There's nothing else, and so this will be on my blog at sunsetpeony.com. All the information will be on my blog. There's a product list, and so and then there's a drawing to help you out to get that started. And at the end of this painting, I go to a flower place and I took picture myself, and so I will include my picture. I call it my award-winning picture. I'm of course just kidding. At the end of the video, and I'll just put it there so you guys can see my photograph that I took of this. And then of course it looks different because we artists recreate, right? Okay, I'll stop talking and let you guys go and have a lot of fun. Okay, let's get started. I'm so excited. Okay, I have this drawing which you can get from my blog sunsetpeony.com. Just go look for this blog post and it will scroll down to the very end. Okay, so remember that it's not on YouTube. You can't find it on YouTube. It's just hard to include something like that on YouTube description. And so now I'm using this eraser. I have it on the link. This is very good. Of course, I went and got it at BYU at the university here. Nobody is sponsoring me for saying that. Reason why it's good is because it erases really well and doesn't work like tear the paper. And then I have even tried to, like, sometimes there's like water over it and I can still erase it. Not all the time, but once a while. And so, in my blog, there's a product list that my daughter set up and it will have this. And also you will see me once in a while pick up a 0.3. I like the narrowness and the lead, and it's also, on the product list too. And all those, I bought it myself and just love it. So you can go take a look and see if you like that. It's all in Amazon. And okay, and so today let's start with okay, this is a white poinsettias, right? And so we really need to get the pencil mark gone if you can do that and still remember what you're doing. And so let's do the little the bud for the leaf in the middle. Okay, I'm using my zero brush. This is a very also product list. This is from Oriental Art Supply, right? You guys see me use that. And here's my green mix, and so I'm going to just let's do some sap green. Okay, that's how I do color. I just pick it up and with the tip of a damp brush. And so like I always say, don't mix too much, because even with professional color, it's very hard for us to now you can see that I leave a little white there, okay, and that's for the highlight. It might disappear, but at least we make an attempt to try it. And leave a little white for some highlight there, or we can put in the cadmium yellow light. That's fine too, but I think what I'll do is I will just pull the color from the sap green out, okay, and just get the middle done first, and then we will. Now if as we paint we lost the that's 1 2 3 4 5, lost 5 of the bud, and that's okay, like because we can go in and enhance it. How do we enhance it? We just use a darker color like indigo and just separate it after these colors are dry, okay. So let's now another, I dip it in the water and I wash it and I dry this brush, and now I'm going to come in and just kind of pull some color out, okay. All right, and now I'm just gonna let it be, okay. And the background is very fun, so I'm going to plow through this. But like I always say, you don't have to plow through, right? I have to plow through. If while you're doing this, a commercial come on, then you can just let it go, and then you will be able to catch up, or you can just pause it. Is that nice? Okay, now what I'm doing is I'm going to do the vein, okay, because this is a white poinsettias, so it will be good to do some vein. Now, if you wanted to, I need to mention, if you wanted to, now make sure it's just here and there, not too busy, okay. And so after I put in the sap green color, I'm going to use, clean the brush, there's no color here, and come in and just kind of run it through there, so it's not such a sharp line, okay, because in nature we probably won't see a sharp line, okay. So let's just try to do that, and then I will just go from leaf to leaf and just do the vein, okay. That's what we're gonna do. Now I also have another painting of poinsettias that I think it was last year that I did, and it was the pink and white color, okay. And so if you wanted to do the bubbling, because the poinsettias leaf sometimes they have bubbles. What I mean by bubble is like they kind of rolling. The leaf are not straight flat, right? Now if you want to do that, then you should like have more bubbly, like rolling, texture, then you should go look at the one that I did last year. You can easily find it in this channel. It's the pink, I think I call it the pink poinsettias, okay? And see if you like to do that. Now, as we're doing the vein, okay, like I say, I'm going to do it fast, and I'm just mainly use sap green. I might pick up a little bit, like for this one, just for variety's sake. Oh, where's my napkin? Ooh, I need a napkin. So I flick a drop of water over here. Now, let me think. What was I thinking? Okay, let's do a stem coming out here. Okay, for this petal, I think those are leaves, and they change to, they even change to, to the white color. It's like awesome that they can do that, the poinsettias. This year I actually went out and take pictures myself. I was in a store, and they had really, really nice, we have this, actually some of the grocery store are good too, but we have this really, really nice nursery place that now what I'm doing is what I told you here. I use a clean up your little brush, and then go and kind of fuzzy it out a little bit, okay? So it's not so, but anyway, it's not so sharp, okay? The image is not so sharp. Okay, and let's see. I'm looking at my practice. I actually went and took picture, so I'll probably, myself, because if you go to Pinterest and find an image and such, you don't get to have use that. But I probably will include my photography of the year picture at the end of this so you can take a look. There's nothing significant about that, okay? Now, this direction is this way, right? And most of the direction we kind of mirror it, but not this one. We're gonna use perlene green because it stand a little bit, actually a little bit slanted, more slanted this way, okay? Now, when we do this kind of thing, then it gives the impression that this leaf is a little bit folded, okay? Not really, oh wow, it actually went away. Not really necessary, but it's just a kind of a fun technique and way to trick the eye into believing that the leaf is going a different direction, okay? And so we're gonna, reason why I want to plow through is because the background is really fun, okay? Because when we paint white, we can't paint white, right? Because the sheet itself is white, but we paint it by painting shadows. And so the background is actually kind of fun to, play with. I thought I'll do this for Christmas time. And actually, I've been so busy, right? So maybe that's why it has been sometimes it take me a couple of weeks, even a little bit longer. So the vein is there, but you can hardly see it, okay? So don't be so systematic, and just, make sure that each one is, a little bit different, so that you could, it will be kind of pleasing to the eye, okay? And I do this poinsettias because, it's Christmas time, and you guys wanted to paint Christmas thing. I do too. It's getting to be Christmas. It's not December 1st yet, but okay, this leaf. And now make sure that the radiant is always on this middle part, okay, going out, and you need to be consistent. Just a little bit, pay a little bit attention to that, okay? And so that your painting is what I call believable, right? It's believable. Like people can, look at it and say, there's nothing wrong because the perspective is right. Or actually people won't think that, but what they will do, if there's something wrong, they'll say, there's something not quite right. Especially when we paint human, right? I think that maybe, I need to experience that more, and not experience, I need to go practice that more and see if it is possible to paint fairy with you guys here. That would be really, really fun. I like to do fairies. flower fairies and things like that. And so we'll see, okay, we'll see. My voice is not doing very well today, but the sun is out, and so there's a I want to put a little bit of sap green, so make sure all the leaves are kind of consistent. Okay, now now is the part to put in some shadow too, because they're so white and there's actually quite a few leaves here, so we're gonna use the shadow to separate them. Okay, now this is the biggest one. Okay, so we're saying that this leaf is casting a shadow onto the one behind it. Okay, and that will help us. That's what using the background to accomplish our purpose, right? So they're not like all you see is veins right now, and so you will. And shadow, we can use a little bit of Pink's gray. So I did on some Pink's gray, and then this is an indigo. This is an indigo color, and we'll just pick a little bit. You can see that in the tip of this brush, right? And it doesn't. You don't have to outline the whole thing with the shadow, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm just laying the color. I just put in the color pigment here, and then what I will do is then I'll clean brush, okay, no pigment, and then I'll pull this out, okay, pull this color out. Doesn't have to be perfect and sharp, okay, and that will actually let you see that there is a shadow casting, and also it brings the leaf forward to you, okay. Now all the greens are easily lifted. You can see that some of the green try to come out, right? So just be a little bit careful. No need to really worry about it. Okay, and this one there should be a shadow casting from this leaf onto that one. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm looking at my practice that I done yesterday or the day before. I don't quite remember. Was it yesterday? It must be yesterday. Okay, so there's a casting of a shadow onto that one, okay, yeah, so this leaf go all the way over here, okay, and there's another one, but we won't do that one until we do the background, okay. So you can see that there's some shadow casting on this leaf, and then bring that one forward, okay. Now this leaf started from here, this petal right here started from here, so I'm gonna go in there with a darkish color. I think what I will do is I will mix indigo with a little bit of Pink's gray. Now what I mean by mix, I'll show you, okay. This is a damp brush, and I pick up some indigo color, and I pick up some, and that's what I mean by color mix, not mix in the bowl, because sometimes that will really make kind of not very pleasing color. I emphasize that almost every time okay, now so this is the dark shadowy part, okay, that's coming from the background. You see, as soon as we get that in there, suddenly everything, we can paint white, right? That's how we paint white. We just use the background to help us a great deal. It's so nice that we can use background. It's just such a nice things for us, for artists, sorry. And there's a little petal right there, and then you will see that as I do the background, okay. Now the background wouldn't be just one solid color, right? Because there's some white in there, and so after I do that, I'm gonna pick up extra indigo and just drop it in here, okay. So this will make this little space here more alive and colorful, okay. And just like that, because the background doesn't really they're not just one color, because there's a bunch of things that's going on in there, okay. And so that's what we're okay. And there's a little petal here. I didn't do the vein, and so I'm gonna do that, okay. A little petal, I guess those are petal. And I wanted a little bit of variation, so I'm picking up some Perlene green, okay. Now I'm talking about, as if you guys know, because and that's not very good practice actually, so I'm going to explain about my green mix through my years of okay, I'm doing shadow now, okay, from this little one casting onto this one. Through the years I have pick up or learn that there's a group of green color and blue color that I really like, and they go together, okay? And so that's what my green mix is. It will be on my blog post, okay? I always talk about all the color there. Now, we don't put the shadow right here, okay? The reason is because there's not really a petal here, okay? So we just remember we be consistent, okay? To stop when it makes sense to you, okay? And a little bit more indigo on this side, okay? And cast that little shadow on all these leaves over here. We're not outlining the leaf, right? It's my humble opinion that we should not outline the leaves, but casting shadow. Shadow has a soft things here because you can't see it very well, okay? Now there is actually another one right here, but before I do that, I'm going to put a little bit of perlene green over this area to just kind of push this petal back a little bit, okay? So I'm just laying on the color, the color pigment, and then I use, the second part of that is, a clean brush to pull this, and this is actually the more important part, because where I first lay the color, it doesn't really matter, it's gone, right? Okay, so just giving that's like, this is going into the middle, okay? And then we should do some over here too, just a little bit, okay? And then we come out and pull this out, okay? Now, there is a little leaf over here, and it's kind of folded, so what I'm going to do is do the shadow, this part as is casting a shadow onto this leaf, okay? And so I just lay down the pigment, okay, and then I come out and soften it. That's what we do, almost this whole thing, okay? Now don't do a shadow over here, right? Because that's the background. And you see we're gonna do berries on the background because I think that is very, very pretty. A little perlene green over here to show you, the audience, that there's a folding of this leaf, okay? Like, see? You can see that. Now, I'm going to do, I say don't do outline, but I'm going to use for this one, just sparingly, okay? Because it's getting busy. And then I will also use perlene green to do the vein, okay? So just a suggestion, slightly flick some vein color over here, okay? And so that, you can see that, oh, okay, Kathy meant to make another leaf over there, okay? I need to further enhance this little part right here so you can see that it is folding. Nature is a little bit challenging when you're painting flowers and leaves because they are very much on top, of each other, right? They're just right next to each other. So it takes some getting used to bring the color out, okay? And I have another, okay, that's this one. So this one should cast a little shadow right there, okay? So as we go into the bottom of the page, we can use just Pink's Gray is fine. Just Pink's Gray is fine, okay? I'm not outlining it, even though I look like I'm outlining it. And bring out that shadowy color, okay? I'm going to pick out a little bit more of the Pink's Gray and do the same. And do it again, okay? Just to emphasize that shadow and make it a little bit easy to observe, okay? So there's a pen, which one is the top one? Okay, this one is the top one, so I need to cast a shadow over here. Okay, over here. And that's what we do when we do a white flower, okay? Use a lot of shadows, so that it will help us, okay? So happy, well, it's snow here and that's a little too early, but I'm sure a lot of people are happy with that, but as for me, it's okay. But this year when my family come visit me, the grandchildren will probably like to go sledding, and that's a lot of snow. Will be nice for them because, they don't get snow. They do get snow once in a while in Texas, actually. Now I'm going to do this leaf right here then, okay? Just do a little bit shadow. And just to make a contrast with the Pink's Gray, I would just do the indigo, okay? Indigo is blue color, a little bit bluer than the Pink's Gray. Pink's Gray is gray. So I'm looking out the door, and today we have sunshine. Looking out my window here in the studio, and we have sun. We have really, really nice sunshine. I love it. You know, I usually don't have like, now I'm going to actually use a sap green mix. Okay, I wanted to show you when I say mix. Sap green, pick that color. Pearline green, pick that color. That's what I mean by mix, okay? And do this area right here, okay? Because there are many ways we can do shadow, right? To that area. And I'm going to leave this little part alone because our eye will fill up. Okay? Fill up the space that is there. Okay? And just like that. And now you can see all the separation of the leaves. Did I do it all of it? Okay? And okay, wait, so this one is just right next to each other, so I'll just do that too with the background, okay? But I think that I should use a darker color to do the vein for this petal right here. Just make sure that there's some vein you can see, but not a lot, okay? You can have this one, let's do that. Let's have this one casting some shadow on this little leaf, okay? So many shadow, but be careful, don't overdo it. You know, it needs to be light touch and gentle touch, okay? Because you don't want to turn the flower, the white poinsettias into green poinsettias. Even though, you know, when I was taking the picture, you know, there's a lot of green on that white flower. I'll put that at the end of this video, okay? So that you can see my photographer of the year photo, okay? There will be a little bit of a shadow over here, and let's make sure we put a little bit of shadow over there, okay? All right, and a little bit, okay, just right there. And I think that I am consistent. I've cast shadow on everywhere. Okay, now that we have done all that, we are going to, let's see, okay, now let's use some indigo color, like I told you earlier, and we're gonna further define these, you know, just put a little bit of an outline here and there, okay, so that you can see the separation. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, sorry, okay, there is actually a little shape over here, just like this one, and this one is the background, okay? So what I'm doing is I'm actually looking at my practice. The practice of this one went really well. I didn't have to, you know, do a lot of correction. I sent it to my daughter, and they give me critique. And sometimes I send it to a friend. Haven't done it for a while with my friend. So I always I'm paranoid about bothering other people. My family I can bother. I probably bother them too much too. But they are good. My daughters are good. It's nice to be able to see all the grandchildren this year. And they're going to come, and I will be busy. So after this one, I do another one before I let myself indulge in the seasons thereof, okay? Now, so we've done that, and that's not, you know, the leaves. Okay, 23 minutes. Okay, let me pause for a minute. When I pause, I turn off the filming and then go have a drink of peppermint tea, herbal tea. Now, what I'm picking up is a cadmium medium, okay? Cadmium red medium, okay? And so we're gonna have berries because I think that it will go very, very well. Now, it seems like I really like this cadmium medium, and so leave a little bit of white, okay? We will probably, as we paint, they will probably all be gone. But that's okay. We're still going to be, you know, conscious of how everything should have a highlight here, okay? I like that because I think it's very Christmassy color, this cadmium red medium, but I'm going to use alizarin crimson and maybe even a little burnt umber for making it so it's darker and it has more the form, you know, there's more depth to the form. Instead of a circle, it should be a ball, okay? So you can see that what I'm doing is I'm freehand, right? I freehand that. If you uncomfortable with that, which I always tell us, even I abide by that rule. Now I'm going to the alizarin crimson right now, okay, which is not my favorite. The color is great, but oh wow, fugitive, okay, very, very hard to work with. They will run away from you, okay, to separate and deepen the color, okay, while it is slightly still wet over here. But you don't have to be too worried about, oh wow, this harsh line, because this is we're doing the background now, okay, so just be a little bit happy and free with your brush, and don't worry about it too much, okay. You see what I mean, okay. So I'm going to use the cadmium medium and do a little more. We need to, this is the cluster of the berries that are more prominent right now, and then you'll see, okay, in a minute I'm going to make I'm going to make a very watercolorish melting into the background, okay, because we need a lot of berries, okay. So now go back to the alizarin crimson, okay, and just do that, okay. Now I told you that alizarin crimson is very fugitive, right? It just leaves us whenever you want. And so what we do is we're gonna wet the brush, okay, clean the brush, and it's a little bit damp, wet. Now this how much you will need to experience yourself, okay. Look, you see me pulling out the color, and it's still I still want to maintain the round shape, okay. So it's a very light touch pulling out the color, but I'm still going to do it. And then use this, because this is the background, right, to bring it out, okay. I'm adding some color back, but it's kind of fuzzy, not have to be too tight with this part, because because when you fuss things up to lack of a better word to describe that, then people's focus will be more on that, okay. Now let's do a few more, okay, over here. Now I always like, because my voice, right, I need to talk and explain and sometimes chat with you guys, I like that. I think I just pick up the cadmium red medium, not the alizarin crimson. I think so. Okay. I need to drink something. Can't go for 1 hour without being so dry. So that's why I did just now, and I wanted to, because I buy a lot of herbal tea. I don't drink caffeinated tea, because that's our religion, practice, and so I just drink the herbal tea, and so I might put some of those in my product that I use so that you guys can click on it. That if you click on my link, I actually benefit, if you buy something, but that's okay. I'm not here to encourage you to buy a lot of stuff. I don't like that, because I know that it's not necessary, and I don't myself buy a lot of stuff. Now I'm going to go into the bigger brush now, okay? So this is my, also in my link, I'm Asian, and that's how I learn my, okay, so a clean brush with no pigment, and come in and fuzzy it out. I started using this brush, and I haven't really changed. I have tried the brush through the years, and Oriental Art Supply also give me a little bit of commission, and that is very, very little with them. I understand. I'm good. Okay, now let's just let this dry over here, and what we're gonna do is let's go over here and do the background now, because it's white, and my daughter pointed that out to me. Mom, the background probably need to be very very dark, okay. So this is indigo, plus I dip it in the indigo, and then I dip it in the pinks gray a little bit, okay. And see how we use, now suddenly that leaf come alive, right? Now that's what we do, okay, with painting white, okay. So I actually have a little bit of a leaf over here, and you see what I do to bring it out, okay. And so this is what we're gonna do, and then I'm going to clean my brush and dip it in the pinks gray, okay. And then I'll drop it in while it's wet. The reason why is because we need a lot of darker area, okay, darker color in the background. See that? And so now clean the brush in the bowl, in your water bowl, whatever you use, and a damp brush, okay, no pigment, and then you start pulling the color, okay, and you direct the color, the background color, to where you wanted it to be, okay, you direct it. And so this part is you know, which I always do, and I think you guys like it. A lot of you have expressed feeling, well, this is just my style, and so it is what I do. And so I'm not I don't have intention to change it, and you know, but it is what I think it really works. Okay, now I'm going to dip it. What I, you know, I have a clean brush, right, and dip it, I mean that, okay, in the perlene green, okay, because background is when you know, use this dropping in color. Dropping in the color is just really fun, right? You don't have to, you can just be talking or, you know, daydreaming while you're doing this, okay? And just, you know, the pencil line that you had, okay? You follow that a little bit. But because this one is in the back, right? Not the front, it doesn't need to be sharp. If you know, pull some of the color in, after that there is a faint line, okay? You can still pull some of the color in just to make it so. Now I'm going to do it with this one. You see, it's kind of fun. Okay, so maybe a little lighter of, you know, to outline. Okay, you see, now you can see that there's a leaf right there, right? And I'm going to make sure I define this one, this leaf right here, a little bit better, okay? Okay? And then I pull the color out. Pull the color out, and for this leaf in the back, I actually am gonna pull the color in, because there is the harsh line right there, the hard line, not harsh, maybe it's harsh. I pull it there, and then you can see, right, I'm not going to put vein in here. I actually would drop a little alizarin crimson on it. See? Because you just, you know, you're just playing with your eye, right? See that? Isn't that pretty? If I may say so, I think it is. Okay, and then I keep working the background. Now I say, this is just so wet. Now when I felt like it's so wet, I just dry the brush. Okay, dry it, and then go in and pick it up, pick up the water. Okay, and then I'm going to go at it again. I'm gonna use some of the pink spray and just give that outline a little bit, okay, just a little bit of outline over here. And I might just at this point I say, you know, I kind of wanted to have another, you know, suggestion of a leaf. Can you see that? I just suggested a leaf right there, okay? And you know, you know, according to my oldest daughter, Mom, it just need to be darker, and she's totally correct, you know, right? The darker you can make your background, the nicer it is to bring out that white color and the red, okay? So just let this kind of mesh over here, and you can see a leaf shape beginning to form over there, okay? And this is like really fun. It really is fun, you know, to do that. And but it kind of takes a little bit more of a, you know, not afraid of the watercolor, right? And it will come to you when you practice more, okay? You will just say, I'm just gonna do this, I'm just gonna do that, you know, and you will be more comfortable. And if you're already comfortable, then wow, so proud of you, okay? Yeah, let's do a dark part over there, okay? So pink spray plus a little drop of indigo, okay? Now as I do that, you see the background is separate those leaves, right? Okay, and I don't want a lot over there, so let's have fun and pull this color out, okay? Pull the color out a little bit. You can even pull it on this leaf shape, you know, because, you know, we have the leaf, and I'm actually suggesting a little vein, right? See, you know, just a two stroke, and you can, wow, somebody, you must know that there is somebody tell me if you can see that there's a leaf there. Now, but right next to the pink spray, I can actually drop a little alizarin crimson. Unless you have a puddle over here, then you will make a puddle of red, which is okay, which is fine. Don't worry about it, okay? Now I'm letting the berry, because sometimes if you are decorating, you know, the berry will go into this petal right here, right? I'm just gonna let the berry do that magic, okay? And mix it in together with this petal, okay? do a little. Oh, isn't that great? Okay, and then I'm going to say, you know, I need this leaf to be defined a little bit more, and so I'm putting green right next to red, okay? Like I will explain, because in Utah, this red is done. Done meaning they're dry, okay? So I can do that. Now, what does red and green make? They're complementary color, right? Red and green will probably give you a brown color. And so, but I'm going to do that when this is dry. Then you don't have to. This is perlene green that I just put in. But you know, you see how that leaf shape just come out, right? Okay, let's do another positive painting leaf over here. But kind of, you can see it and you can not, okay? Christmas time is really fun, you know. I don't have Christmas music going, of course not, while I'm talking here, you know, while I'm painting, you know, for me to listen. But hey, you can, right? You can at home, because you can relax, you can come back and finish it, and you can do all these things, okay? Because I don't want it to be too much of a shape, so I'm just making it kind of disperse, okay? Now, but you know that it's there, right? You can see that it's there, but we also need more, like you see that I flatten my brush, right? I'm very, very tough on my brush. I keep telling my daughter, hey, mommy need to go get new brush. And I even tell Oriental Art Supply that I would order some. But, you know, I don't even know whom I talk to, though, over there. They don't talk and I don't talk to them, and, you know. So I need to go order some, but, you know, I don't know. I just really, you know, I think this brush is more than 20 years, you know. But so, like, you can see that when I use my zero brush, right? It can fray, but I just, you know, learn to work around it. You know, that's me. But if you find it frustrating, then you can get new brush, okay? But I don't think you need to that often, because it's just some good brush are good brush, okay? And I talk about brushes so many times, so when you guys go to my other, follow along in my other painting, you know how I feel about them, you know. And I also talk about, you know, the artists that make these brushes, right? They are, you know, older, they had learned the hard art since their childhood, maybe from their father, and you know, they live very humbly. I mean, you know, what I mean is, okay, let's do a little bit red, but then you need to use some perlene green and further, you know, make this area a little bit wet, okay? What I really mean is, like, you know, these artists don't make a lot of money, but they just make good brush. You know, I don't like to change. Okay, now I'm gonna do berry with the bigger brush. Okay, we can do that too. Just make sure you use the tip. Okay, I pick up some alizarin crimson color. Okay, and that's how I wanted it to be. You know that you know that there's berry. When there's red, you know it's berry. Okay, so you don't, you know, because of this part, right? The suggestion over there. And so you don't have to, you know, really worry too much if it, you know, if it, oh, I just pour in a lot of color over here, okay? I don't know if I meant to do that, but I challenge you that you can see that there's berry over there. Now I'm going to go back to the zero over here and use burnt umber, maybe dip a little bit of perlene indigo. Let's do indigo. Okay, now this and then put in the stems over here, because it's pretty. It's pretty for the berry to have a little stems, and you can see, right? I don't know how close up it is, but you can see how fray my, you know, because it is a small brush, so it does things like that. Okay. Okay, and there's some, so you can see that, right? And then a clean brush, clean the brush and come and fuzzy it out, okay? Fuzzy it out, the reason is because you don't want it so sharp, takes away from the middle, okay? Fuzzy it out a little bit, and I'm gonna put a dot of burnt umber in the middle over here, okay? So you can see that, you know, those are berries, okay? Now, just like that, okay? And then here's the burnt umber coming out here. And to suggest to you that this is there is a berry bush or berry twigs. Okay, how's that? Okay, that's coming in between the painting, okay? And maybe I'll just use Payne's Gray and mix a little bit of burnt umber and do something over here too, okay? So what do you think? Do you like that? So there's twigs is just coming through, okay? It's kind of nice because of the contrast of the red. The red really is needed. It's Christmas, and also, with the green, if you can have some red or brown, then and that's all I'm gonna do. Okay, fussy this out. That's all I'm gonna do with sticks over there. And if you say, oh, okay, just now Kathy put a lot of water over here. Now you can just go in when it's kind of dry, or when it's all the way dry, then you have to fussy it out a little bit, and then you put a circular shape over here, okay? And then you can, and your mind will say, oh yeah, that's berry over there, okay? And then if you really want to, you can also put a little bit of that sticks, that the stem of the berry, running through here, okay? Very, very nice, right? Okay, now let's keep going on the background. I really intend to do as much of the background with you guys as I can, okay? So let's do the Payne's Gray plus a little bit of indigo, okay? I've showed you earlier how I do that, and put it right here, okay? And all the while you're over here, keep your eye on the shape of the leaf, okay? Okay, that's not very intense, but don't worry, I'm going to intensify it. My second daughter said to my first daughter, because it was on a text, I sent this my practice, and my first daughter said, Mom, the background need to be darker, and my second daughter was like, oh sister, we need to learn to look at art better so we can help mommy, more, and it's very sweet of them, but they have a pretty good eye with art, because I'm so excited about art, but one of the things that I do it for enjoyment, and it become learning. Okay, you can see that I push the color in. Okay, I don't want to make this wet, so when this is a little bit drier, I will define the shape a little bit more. Okay, and as they were growing, and so now it's time to drop some yellow. Okay, we're gonna use all the color that we have used. Okay. So cadmium yellow light, okay, over here, and I do the same thing. I just go, I go to museum, I go look at art, One time I said, James, there's an art show, and it's like not my style in St. George. Can we just drive down there and stay overnight and go to the museum? Husband is very, very busy, and we didn't, but I say, wow, those are kind of poster style. I have planned to do like kind of poster style with you guys too, okay? I have all kinds of plans. But thank you for being so patient with me, for that I am a busy person. I guess it's church and, and things that I love doing, hiking and such. Sometimes I don't, my progression is a little, up to my own pace and my own time, right? And so I like that because it's good for me, I'm not stuck to a really rigid schedule, and that's how I like it. That's how I like it, When I was doing this practice, it just somehow reminded me of when I was a child, I told my husband I'm a wanderer. What that means is, like, I go places by myself, even really, really little. Okay, I just like kind of wander here and there. And I don't know why my mom didn't stop me. I think the world was a better place, not as scary. Okay, and so during Christmas time, I love it. The Roman Catholic Church, goes to Hong Kong, and they have all kinds. Okay, I say when this is a little dry, I will kind of clean this up a little bit, okay? What I'm doing is, so you can see that the color is coming from the background into this leaf. Oh, okay. I also wanted to do a little bit of shadow over here, okay? So let's go into the Payne's Gray. Okay, and then I'm going to just drop the color a little bit in there, just a little, okay? And then the big brush is fine, just do some shadow color, because that's what I see in my picture, so I wanted the shadow to be there. For some reason, this has some shadow, okay? Okay, dry that a little bit more, and so the shadow is not very big. Okay, and then where is there another shadow? No, I need to do a little bit of perlene green over here, okay? Just a little bit of green over there. And so at Christmas time, they will have carnivals for the local children. How kind of them, and I really, really enjoy that, because but I think I told you this story before. My brother was the one, after he played, he is also a wanderer, I guess. He wandered out earlier than I did. And so after he played with it, play at the carnival, he say, hey, he told his wanderer sister and say there's a carnival at the church over there, that church building. If you want to go, you can go. So he didn't go with me. I went myself, and it was the end of the day. So I was a little mad at him. But it's okay. That's my brother. I love him. And but he after he played, he told me it's time. You can go and play. It's kind of fun. You can earn prizes. Like I have told you that we were very, very poor, right? And so it's kind of fun for us to win things, And so I just ran over there, and then they were about to close up, but they see me, and I was cute enough, I guess, that they, a little Chinese girl coming in, the nuns from Canada or from England, and they let me play, and I was very, very happy, and I won a pencil, and not just the yellow pencil, it was the pencil that had some graphic in there. I think it was, I don't remember, it must be kind of fluorescent color graphic, nothing to write home about. That's the American expression that you guys use, right? And I was so happy. I won something. You don't know how much joy that gave me. It was tons of joy, okay? So this is the background. I just randomly picked that area to do that, okay? And so but I was so young. It must be, I don't really remember. I would just tell you, maybe be between 6 years old, 7 years old, must be kind of that age, okay? Now we're gonna do this part first while I'm talking. And and so the next day I went back. They did it. They were just gonna do it for one day, because I guess, people volunteer, people donate money. I don't know how the Roman Catholic Church work in Hong Kong. I actually went to a Catholic church high school, but I find there, the teacher that taught us, I was having a hard time. I always fall asleep, But then, now that I am a Christian. I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. Love it. I just love it. I read books all the time on the Savior and the Gospel and the Atonement. But anyway, so now it's time, okay? Right here, I'm going to put a little bit red, okay? Still alizarin crimson, okay? And try to do circly, fuzzy red thing, okay? And so I went back, and I thought, and then, because I was so young, I didn't know the way, and I asked my brother, and he said, I don't think so. He was a couple of years older than me, and so he didn't go with me. He said, I think it's done. And he said, the carnival is done. And so I didn't, believe him. I looked everywhere, go everywhere, trying to find them. And of course, my brother was correct. It was probably done. And I was very sad. And when you're at that age, you were not bright enough to say they will come back next year. I think that was the only year I actually get to play, the carnival. And maybe my brother forgot or something, maybe he forgot to tell me. That's probably what happened. It's so funny because it's just like when we were older, then my brother would allow us, not allow, well, it was the sad part when we were in the restaurant, because we were so sad and bored when we, I told you that my father had a Chinese restaurant, we were so sad and bored, working there, when we were in our teenage year, right? I didn't get to go to school after I was 15 years old because he told me that I need to stay home and work for the family so we won't starve, and so I did. And so I would waitress to make some money, and then my brother would say, just take your money and we'll go out at night to eat. So we went to all these pie restaurants, and because he's just, I'm more introverted than him. I don't really need the social life, but he would go to the pie store, but he doesn't talk. He just like to go eat. He doesn't really talk to people. But he would take me, well, probably because I'm the only one who had made some money because my father couldn't pay us. I know about restaurant business. It's very, very sad, okay? It's just you don't get to make much money at all. And so we don't get paid. And, my brother needed my money to take him to eat. We go to places like Frontier Pie and, we were in Oregon. Okay, so you can see that, right? I'm letting it going into the leaf over there to make this a little bit narrower. The red berry effect, okay? And so that's what we did. My brother and I just go out, and so, but when we were young, we wander separately. We just go, go places, and so both of us are wanderer. We just love to wander. And then you can, if you want to, just push that in a little bit. But I'm gonna let it stay kind of crisp, the line over there, okay? And over here and there, you can also add a little brown. And what does the burnt umber suggest? Is the twig. It's the twig of the plant, okay? So you can just kind of, put a line of burnt umber there. Do I want to define this a little bit? I don't know. I think that's enough, okay? Just move that out a little bit, okay? Yeah, that should be enough. Okay, and okay, let's just very, very quickly put some red over here. Yeah, maybe we'll do that, and then we'll end the video, okay? And that's it, I think. If I look around and I don't see that I have forgotten anything, and this will be a very, very fun painting for you guys to do during Christmas time. You paint it for your children, mother, all kinds of things you can do. Okay, a little bit of berries, maybe a little cluster over there. I did get into trouble, but it wasn't because of wandering. It was nighttime. My mom told me to take some food for my dad, and so, but that was okay. I'm glad I was safe. But at that part the world wasn't too bad, and so it was a good thing that we get to go out and wander around. I always get lost. I am a getting lost person. I still right now, if you ask me north, east, south, west, I would not be able to answer you. That doesn't agree with me for some reason. And so I got lost a lot, and my father actually needed me to go pay because sometimes we don't pay our bill on time and we have to pay in person. And so I'm just dropping color there, no rhyme or reason where, and you guys can do it yourself, whichever way you like, okay? And so let's see, I think that's it. Now this is fuzzy enough. I don't want the red to come in. No, we can just kind of put some blue in there and bring that color up to soften this line over here. Oh, I hope you guys saw, I didn't do anything spectacular over here, just dropping in color, okay? And yeah, so thank you so much for coming here and being with me, and we do this painting together. I hope it's not too long to upload. Now I might intensify this after I turn, I'll just do it a little bit, like maybe add some paint spray, just intensify that and darken this a little bit. I didn't pick up enough color. Now the wetness of the paper, okay, let me explain, is for you guys to see that yourself, to learn that of yourself, okay? The wetness of the brush, and that is something that nobody can give it to you, nobody can take it from you. It's from practice, okay? Now I think that I'm going to like put a picture of the picture that I took from the flower place, and you guys can see, what picture I took this by myself, and okay, I am very happy. This is a very, very nice Christmas flower, and so hope you guys have some fun painting this. What I'm doing is I'm just using a little damp brush and kind of soften the line over there, okay? And you guys have a lot of fun, okay? I will see you in the next painting, and hope you have fun this Christmas season, and love you guys all, and I'll see you next time, okay?